performance. Hey, man. Welcome back to the channel, man. Hold up. What more can I say? Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Fliss Reacts, and I'm back with another reaction. Anyways, today we're gonna be going over the highlights of the Super Bowl halftime show. You know that's what we here for. Kenny Man, K. Dot, the man himself. But I'm gonna give. Actually, no. I'll give my output at the end of the review. We're gonna be reviewing it with what's his name? Fontano. Yeah, Fontano. We're gonna be reviewing it with him. We're gonna see what's up, see what's popping. You dig? And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and y'all let me know what y'all thought about the halftime show down in the comment section below. Anyways, yeah, jump into it.
Very first solo headlined hip-hop performance in the history of Super Bowl.
What's going on with the quality though? Hold up. Oh, whoa. I ain't paying for all of that now. Come on. Let's be real.
Halftime shows. It happened. It was Kendrick Lamar, and it was great. Now, truth be told, this performance has been receiving a pretty wide range of reactions, polarizing, understandably. You have fans of hip-hop and fans of Kendrick, fans of popular music generally, and fans of lyricism, who, for the most part, seem to be either very impressed with the performance or, hold quite a bit of admiration for it, despite some very minor shortcomings. For example, it was a very quick medley of songs mashed together, which is not atypical for Super Bowl halftime show performances, but still, Kendrick's material doesn't quite have the same impact in short bursts as it does when you're hearing the entire thing, or at least most of it, especially a track like Euphoria, for example, which miraculously ended up in the playlist for this thing.
Yeah, I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say the rollout of songs. Yeah, the rollout of songs definitely could have been better. That's what I feel. Cause I don't know, certain songs I was just like, of course I was bopping to it. I was like, okay, yeah, it's sick, but like, not everyone's gonna vibe to it. But I know Kendrick's not that type of artist for everyone to vibe with it. He's just trying to get his message across, right? But even when he did it like 2 years ago, that we gonna be all right, yo, that performance was sick, like tight at the Super Bowl. But hey, I'm gonna give my opinion at the end. That's it.
The presentation of the entire performance sonically was a little rough. I get that kind of capturing the thrill and excitement and just grandiosity of a performance that included so many dancers and such a huge stage and such a gigantic area. It's difficult to filter it all through a television screen and have it hit the same way, sure. But I don't know. I think some improvements could have most definitely been made on that front in order to make sure that the music had some actual punch behind it. I don't know. With things panning out the way that they did, it definitely showcased Kendrick was on his shit as far as tempo and breath control. Cause in the whole first leg of this,
that was serious. I'm sorry, only a minute 52 in and I'm pausing like crazy. Anyways, man, y'all go argue with your mama. Yeah, no backtrack, first and foremost. And he was bleeping, he was self-censoring. Hey, I ain't mad at it at all. That's what artists are supposed to do. That's what I feel. At least you're in the art form. You can make up things off the whim. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I feel. As an art, creative, amazing. I love it. I love when artists have no backtrack.
The fighting to get every word out, you could tell he was just like hanging on by a thread. I was actually edge of my seat just waiting for him to potentially stumble or something, because it seemed like he was bursting apart at the seams, which, I mean, I understand. A lot of the bars in the tracks that kicked off the entire performance required a lot of focus on rhythm and rhyme and meter for Kendrick. And And also, it's the fucking Super Bowl. No matter how many times you practice such a performance, like, of course you're going to be nerves and you're going to hit the ground running when the tens of thousands of people in the arena are there and it's live, the cameras are on you, and it's go time. Like, you could see the sweat on the guy's face, and you could really tell that he was just doing everything that he could to just stay balanced on that high wire. And he did, especially toward the back end of the whole thing, because it really did kind of smooth out in the second half. And he very, very, very much stuck the landing with TV off, kind of closing things out, which I thought was very funny, very symbolic, very smart. And with that being said, there were actually quite a bit of layers to this performance as well. Like, there was obviously the musical element of it, which, again, I think the performance all around was very solid. And while a lot of the material in the mix in this medley was very recent, I think Kendrick touched down on the most important moments that he had to. We had, you know, those massive hits from the Damn era. We had all the stars featuring SZA from the Black Panther soundtrack, which was great. He was playing us a lot of big West Coast bops from the GNX record. And of course, again, touched down on the Drake beef with a bit of Euphoria and, you know, a very special section of Not Like Us, which was kind of given a nod to at a few points prior. There was, you know, obviously some self-awareness coming out of this performance in terms of like, oh, is he going to play that track? Is he actually going to perform the song? It was also kind of referenced through Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam and dropping in some almost narrative commentary here and there throughout the performance. And I feel like his inclusion in the performance was really smart, and Kendrick's way of kind of beating detractors to the punch in terms of things they could be saying to deride the performance. Oh, this is a bit niche, or this is ghetto, or this isn't for everybody. I mean, first off, Samuel...
And you know what's funny? The funny thing about that, I seen a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, I seen a couple old folks talking about how, like, yeah, it was ghetto. I seen one guy, I don't even know his name, one white guy. He was talking about, like, he's tired of having rappers come on the Super Bowl, or, oh my gosh, I wish I had the source for this guy. But he said he's tired of rap coming on the Super Bowl, and it should just be playing, like, what happened to, like, jazz, the good old days, da 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 da. I was like, bruh, save that drama for your mama. Ain't nobody trying to hear that right now, bro. Like, everybody was vibing out to it apparently at the Super Bowl in the crowd. So, but nah, it was dope. It was pretty dope. Rating at the end still coming. Don't get it twisted.
Jackson as Uncle Sam is just all around hilarious fucking casting. But on top of it, it's clear Kendrick wanted to make something for the fans, do something here musically speaking for hip hop without having to worry about how wide it's going to appeal. And hopefully with the Samuel L. Jackson inclusions, he was able to, I don't know, maybe take a few people by surprise by sort of, you know, voicing their thoughts and their criticisms.
All right, and taking all the people who are saying all these things, what's one thing in common? What is one thing in common? Just saying. What's one thing in common, y'all?
Before they're even able to tweet them. I mean, unfortunately, I feel like the exact person who would react in a way to where they would just think, oh, this is the worst Super Bowl performance ever. Yeah, they're not self-aware enough probably to catch on to the fact that, like, you know, Kendrick already knows what they're going to say before they say it. But for those of us who can actually, like, see a couple layers of depth in what Kendrick's doing, it's at least nice to know and hear that he, you know, has a self-awareness about himself and what he did in this performance and how it's going to be perceived and who exactly it's for. I should also probably drop in on the fact that when Kendrick, you know, went into the whole because I would imagine with Kendrick performing, even if he wasn't playing Not Like Us at this stage in his career post the beef, you would want to be just about anywhere in the world other than America. And, you know, he did have a performance on the same day in Melbourne during this whole thing. So I'm sure that on some level was kind of slightly taking his mind off of things, though maybe not entirely, because there was like that recent video of him like walking out with bullet holes smoking on him. Oh my God. But still, song choices were solid. Performance all around was great.
But even that was purposeful. But hey, man, I ain't gonna get into the one-sided thing. Like, we just finished talking about how Kendrick was about to do something one-sided. Of course, he obviously walked out with the bullet hole showing. He obviously knows what people are gonna say. No, am I tweaking?
And then there was the whole visual element of it, which, I mean, was simple and intricate at the same time. For one, you had like those 4 different quadrants throughout the stage and field of shapes that looked like they were inspired by buttons on.
Oh, did he take this in? I was taking that in too. It's basically the PlayStation controller.
On a PlayStation
Game over, get it?
Controller. I mean, I'm not sure if that reference runs much deeper than, you know, this whole thing for Kendrick being a game or feeling like a simulation or just something having directly to do with video games.
But I also feel like it could, like, the certain songs that he was playing in each button or each shape, maybe reference to the shape, like a full circle, like the circle, the triangle. He was playing with he was talking with he was doing the track with SZA on that one. Fa 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 fa. Maybe it's a full, I don't know. It's a deep thinking thing, but I ain't gonna go like these other stands and go haywire with it.
But like, you know, the nod is pretty clear. Then beyond that, you had all of the backup dancers whose red, white, and blue outfits looked so great. I loved what that commentary was essentially making about not only America, but, you know, West Coast gang culture, as Kendrick is, you know, often known to reference in his art and his music, and the idea of unity on top of that. And I think in a way he sort of was using that as an example of a group of people or a community that is at odds with itself, and then was kind of extrapolating that onto America, which I'm sure on some level he sees as being an entity that is also at odds with itself. And then ultimately like a coming together in unity, but simultaneously, you know, Kendrick, as we know through the Drake beef, is a man of war too. Look, I'm not saying all of it makes total sense and is completely consistent with itself ideologically and philosophically. But with all that being said, knowing Kendrick's thought processes behind some of these things, given past interviews and other works he's come out with, like, I could see where he's going with it. I could see what he's pointing toward. I also liked how dynamic and versatile the entire performance was, how as various songs changed across the entirety of the halftime show, we were getting different camera angles and dance routines and, you know, cinematic framing. I mean, maybe it wasn't quite as involved and as intricate or as set dependent as The Weeknd's performance several years ago, but it was still great, still went over really well. But yeah, frankly, all around sick performance, but you know, I have to also give it to the guy who ran out into the entire thing with a Palestinian flag. I mean, as good as the performance was,
shout out that man.
I'm sorry, but that was base as hell. You know, loved SZA, loved all the guys kind of jumping out of the GNX, loved Sam Jackson. That was all great, but legitimately, Palestinian flag guy, that guy rules. So yeah, in a nutshell,
that was tough.
Well, very pleased with how this performance came out. Kendrick was fighting to keep it together, but he still pulled through. And I don't know, maybe at the end of the day gave Drake another entity to sue, since this performance was, you know, broadcast by the NFL and all that. But yeah, there you go. Let me know what you thought of this performance down in the comments. I'm sure you will. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, say Drake.
Anyways. We ain't gonna get into all of that about Say Drake. Honestly, so my rating on the whole performance was sick. It was tough. It was absolutely tough. But again, I just feel like certain song selections, I feel like he should have backtracked it, like, to bring more notice to, because he's a culture guy, you know? He's a culture guy. Should have brought that to Pimp a Butterfly. Should have brought more of those tracks on Mr. Morale. You know what I mean? Like, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. But I know a lot of you just now bandwagoning on Kendrick because he's dissing Drizzy. Low-key just Drizzy haters, basically, don't care and think this is amazing because you play Not Like Us or whatever. Up to y'all. But besides that, it was tough. It was actually tough. I liked it. I liked the hidden messages behind it. I'm surprised he didn't even mention it, but even though the A is a part of his PG Lang, but the A minor is on his chain, I was like, okay, subs, I see it. I feel you. Anyways, it's still Drizzy. it's still Team Drizzy. I can't lie to you. I'm still bumping Drizzy, to be honest. I ain't playing on that sucker shit. I'm still bumping Drizzy to this day. I don't care what y'all think, and I don't care what y'all say. This internet stuff is not real. Anyways, performance, 8 out of 10. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10. I'll say 7 out of 10. Dope message, though. Dope message. Message, 10 out of 10. Song choice, 7 out of 10. That's what I give it. Now, y'all can say whatever you want. Go argue with your mama. Yeah, dig. Love. Living luxury in the jungle.